Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to my channel. Today is a really quick flow for when you have those days when you don't have a lot of time, but you just want to get on your mat. At least I think even if you can't fit in a full practice, it's still important to get on your mat at least 10 to 15 minutes, to make sure you're stretching out the muscles and maintaining your flexibility. When you have those days when you did a CrossFit workout or if you ran, it's so important to still try to fit the yoga in, so your muscles can stay flexible and strong, and so you don't get sore. So that's what this flow is for. Or when you have a day when you just don't have a lot of time, and just to get on your mat just for a few minutes, just 10 to 15 minutes on the mat is still so beneficial, even if you can't fit in a full practice. So that's what this practice is for. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy your practice. So you can start in the middle of your mat, bringing your hands to heart center and gently close the eyes. Nice tall spine, shoulders back, thumbs at the sternum, chin tucked down just a little. Feeling the feet grounded into the mat. Taking a moment to feel grounded and to be present here, and truly embracing each inhalation and each exhalation, feeling the chest rise as you breathe in and come back down as you exhale. Just taking a moment to be here. Maybe you'd like to set an intention for today's practice. Maybe dedicate your practice to someone, or it could be someone that you struggle with. Or maybe it's a particular goal. Maybe there's a goal you have for the day or for the week. Maybe set an intention. And try to keep that intention in mind throughout your practice. Continuing to breathe. You can open the eyes and relax the hands down and come to the top of your mat. And we'll start with a few sun salutations just to warm up. And you can always modify this as needed. So as we go into chaturanga, which is like a push-up, you can always come down onto your knees or onto the belly and lift the chest up into a baby cobra. So always modify the postures as needed. So we'll start with 2 sun salutations. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, the hands down to the mat, going into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back into plank. And here is where we take chaturanga. So you can stay onto the knees, lower down into chaturanga. So you can come onto the knees or the belly, lifting up into upward facing dog. So if you're on your belly, you would just lift the chest up off of the mat, and that would be baby cobra pose. And tuck the toes, lifting the hips up into downward facing dog. And we'll take 5 breaths here. 5 inhale, exhale. 4 inhale, exhale. 3 inhale, exhale. 2 inhale, exhale. 1 inhale, exhale. Stepping to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up to standing. And then exhale, hands to heart center. So we'll do that one more time. Another sun salutation. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down to the mat, going into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. So coming up halfway, lifting the head up, tucking in the belly. Exhale, step back into plank, flowing through our vinyasa, lowering down into chaturanga, or it could be cobra, lifting up into upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Taking 5 breaths here. 5 inhale, exhale. 4 inhale,
exhale. 3, inhale, exhale. 2, inhale, exhale. 1, inhale, exhale. Stepping to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, coming up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up to standing. And then exhale, hands to heart center. So we'll do just a few standing postures just to stretch out the legs. We'll start with triangle pose. So you want to have the left leg behind you and the right leg's going to be in front. So check your alignment, make sure the front heel matches the arch of your back heel. So making sure your alignment is good. You can rest the left hand onto the left hip, extend the right arm out, reach as far as you can, and then exhale, reaching down for the right toe or the right ankle, whatever you can reach, twisting the torso and then lifting the left arm up. So you're really stretching the hamstrings of the right leg, the hip joints. Really twist the torso so that your chest can be nice and open. Inhale, coming up, and we'll switch sides. So now we'll take triangle pose on the left side. So now the left leg's out in front, right leg behind you. Again, checking the alignment, making sure the front arch of the front foot matches the front heel. The back heel, the front foot matches the arch of the back foot. And you can rest the right hand onto the hip, extending the left arm out, reaching as far as you can, and then exhale, reaching for the left ankle or the left toe, twisting the torso, and the right arm comes up. Sucking in the belly. And again, feeling the stretch in the hamstrings. So this feels really nice after a long run, or if you've done some CrossFit workouts. It's a really nice stretch for your legs. Inhale, coming up, and you can keep your legs spread wide apart, and you want to have the toes facing kind of inward, so you look sort of pigeon-toed. So the big toes are pointing in and the legs are spread wider than hip width apart. And then just reach your hands down to the mat. And again, checking the alignment. You want to line the fingers up with the toes. So just checking the alignment. Inhale the head up, and then exhale, forward fold. And this is a really nice stretch for the hamstrings again. Engage your core, and what I mean by that is really squeeze the ab muscles so that you can push yourself through deeper in between the legs. So really engage the ab muscles, your core, to push you through deeper into the posture. Try to keep your legs as straight as possible. And breathe. And slowly raise your head up. Taking your time, making sure you're breathing so you don't get dizzy as you come up. So that's really important to make sure that you're breathing so you don't get dizzy. And this time you're going to take the 2 peace sign fingers, reaching for your 2 big toes. Inhale your head up, and exhale, forward fold again. And again, engaging the core. The elbows should be facing towards the ceiling. Try to keep your legs as straight as possible. Slowly raise the head up, remembering to breathe as you come up so you're not dizzy, and just hold it here. And if you like, you can bring your arms all the way up into a full tree stance. And what helps you to balance is just to find a spot to stare at. And slowly bring everything back down. And we'll switch sides. So now the left leg is grounded, and the sole of your left foot is going to come in the inner thigh or leg of the right leg. And just hold it here. Bring your hands to heart center. Nice tall spine, shoulders back. And when you're ready, lift the arms up. And exhale, bring everything back down. And we'll take one more balancing posture, which is really easy. You're just going to lift the right leg up. So keeping the left leg grounded onto the mat, just lifting the right leg up as high as you can get it. Point the toe, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release. We'll switch sides. You're going to lift the left leg up, point the toe, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release. And we'll flow through our vinyasa. So come to the top of your mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down to the mat, going into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back into plank and flowing through your vinyasa. Lifting up into upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take 5 breaths. So 5 inhale, exhale, 4 inhale, exhale, 3 inhale, exhale, 2 inhale, exhale, 1 inhale, exhale. Bringing your knees down to the mat, bringing the hips back, resting the head onto the mat, going into child's pose. Just breathing, taking a moment to reground, keeping our intention in mind. Just breathing here. You can even walk your knees out a little bit further apart to give yourself more room to stretch. And just breathe. And slowly come back up into a seated posture. We'll take a few seated postures before we finish. So you want to come into a seated posture and you want to have the legs spread far apart, almost like straddle position. So you want to have the feet spread out as wide as you can, and you're just going to put both hands in front of you and just walk your hands out as far as you can get it, and keep the toes pointing toward the ceiling, stretching the lower back and the inner thigh of the legs, and just hold it here. Walking back up. And then you can keep the left hand in front of you and bring the right hand behind you, behind your spine, and just take a gentle twist. Really open up the chest. Sit up nice and tall and gaze back behind you. Still feeling the stretch in the inner thighs. Come back to center and we'll switch sides. So you want to have the right hand in front of you, and then the left hand is going to come behind you, behind your lower back. And again, another gentle twist, keeping the legs spread wide apart, keeping the toes pointed towards the ceiling, feeling the stretch in the inner thigh of the legs and the twist. Have a nice tall spine. Come back to center, and again, walk your hands out one more time. And forward fold over the mat. Feeling the stretch in the lower back, just stretching out everything. This is just a nice flow for when you're busy, you don't have a lot of time, you just want to get, I think it's just important, even if you don't do a full practice, just to get on your mat, just 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever you can do is still beneficial. So this is a great flow for that when you're busy and you don't have a lot of time for a full practice, or if you're just sore, you know, like I have my days when I'll run, I want to spend a lot of time on cardio. So I'll do like maybe a 30-minute run, and I still want to make sure I get my yoga practice in. So I'll do maybe 10 or 15 minutes on the mat. So that's what this flow is really good for. But now bring both soles of your feet together, and you want to bring both hands underneath the feet. Sit up nice and tall, and exhale, forward fold over both feet. Just breathing. Inhale, coming up. Taking a few moments to breathe, and we'll forward fold again. So exhale, forward fold. And this time use your elbows to push the legs down to really stretch the inner thigh.
Inhale, coming up. And I always like to finish with any practice with some type of back bend and an inversion. So we'll take a back bend here. We'll start with bridge first. So come onto your lower back, onto your back. And you want to have the feet about hip width apart. And you can just go ahead and walk the shoulders in. Walk the shoulders in and slowly lift the hips up off of the mat. So this is bridge pose. Sucking in the belly, really engaging the quads on both thighs. Keep holding bridge. If you like, if you want to go for wheel pose, which is just a full back bend, you want to keep the feet about hip width apart, and then you're going to bring the hands right next to the ears. So reverse the hands to where the fingertips are pointing toward your feet and the hands are right next to the ears. Then you're going to use the strength of the legs to really push the hips up off the mat. Use the strength of the arms to push you all the way up until full back bend. And we'll just breathe here. If you don't want to take full back bend, you can always just do bridge pose. But I always like to get some type of back bend in, even if I'm doing a really short practice. And if you're in full back bend, slowly come back down. Bringing both knees into the chest. Counter stretch. And just breathe here. And so we're going to finish with an inversion. A really easy inversion is just to keep laying here with your back on the mat and just stretch out the legs. This is considered an inversion. So you can stay here, or if you like, you can go for full shoulder stance. So if you like to go for full shoulder stance, what you would do is start here with the legs up and then just lift the hips up off the mat. You can use your hands to support you and slowly get the legs up as straight as you can get it. And you can walk the shoulders in and just straighten up the legs and point the toe. So this is considered an inversion, and this is shoulder stance. And just breathing and slowly bringing everything back down, one vertebrae at a time. And we'll get ready for rest. So stretching out the legs, having them about hip width apart. And you can bring the hands down to the mat, palms facing up. Walk your shoulders in just a little bit to really open up the chest so you can really breathe. And just take a full scan of the body, looking for any tension anywhere in the body and relaxing. So we're just breathing here, feeling each inhalation and exhalation. Truly embrace each breath and feel the breath come into the lungs and come back out as you exhale. Really feel the body respond to the breath. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.